Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving to anyone who celebrates it. How are you doing today? Actually, that's a good idea. Thank you very much. I will post my stream to Discord if I can figure out how. Where's the share button here? Let's go. All right. How do I turn on back the chat back? Ciao, ciao. Just here. I cannot wait to ride the bike today because it was super hard day at work. Mentally. I had a meeting with board members. They had very difficult questions. Thankfully, business questions. It wasn't like, why are you still here? But hey, let's turn Zwift on. Today we are doing stage 2 of New York City Showdown 4 laps on Prospect Park, which is basically fairly flat loop with a little climb at the end of the loop, and we are doing that 4 times. So I assume what's going to happen is 3 laps together, and then Hail Mary on the last climb. Yeah, I really regret I missed the MVDP ride. To be honest, especially because there was a very nice jersey for it. Hey guys. Okay, I will use everyone. I just don't want to annoy people like, stop spamming me, dude. Nobody cares. 4 times 1 minute forward test. I don't know. I think the first 3 are going to be all right. You survived Alp du Beer. Did you do the 4 beer one? So I'm racing back in range 2. We've got 47 people already, so it's going to be probably a pretty big race. Beers under 49 minutes. I'm actually looking forward to the 3rd race of this series the most, because it's really fun. I think it's going to wreck a lot of people, me included, but the 2 climbs are fun. 53 minutes in lightweight division. I think that's really good. So you didn't change your names yourself. I was wondering what's going on. They weren't chill 3 laps. I think today people are going to be already half bumped since it's Thanksgiving. I expect it's going to be very tough, though. Don't get me wrong. I think the last lap is going to be horrible. And I don't think I'm going to be arrogant enough to say I want to podium today. Obviously, that would be nice, but in this group, it's way harder than in Rage 1. But I would like to... How many points I'm missing? I'm missing 7 points to unlock Advanced. That would be nice, but I would probably need to be really high to get 7 points. Do you do races outdoor? I've done one so far. I've done Let Up Czech Republic last year, and I'm doing Let Up Czech Republic next year, which has actually brand new course profile, and then I'm doing Let Up by Tour de France in French Alps, the real deal. I think Americans won't either because it's still fairly early in America, right? For turkey load. But I can imagine a lot of Americans are drinking already. So there might be a lot of bleh. Okay. So let's do a warm-up. More important than Zwift racing? I don't understand. What do you mean? Hey, thank you. Is it uterines? Judging by the icon? YouTube for some reason changed nicknames for most people. I don't know why. YouTube chat setting? Let me see. I only have chat filter here to show only some messages, but I don't think it's a setting that I can change. It's funny that, you know, basically I don't know now who's talking to me. Yeah, it's weird. It shows basically the name of your channel instead of your nickname, right? Oh, don't worry. I already have FBI running a background check on all of you. I don't know what's the Ineos one, but this is the Bradley Wiggins warm-up. 6 watts kg. I mean, 6 watts per kilogram, it's fine. For 15 seconds. Yeah, I thought it was you, Terence. I recognize you by your profile picture. On Tuesday, I actually had to take a day off because that saddle sore I had was so horrible. It was even hurting when I was walking. I didn't want to get some sort of infection in it. But now it's all right. Thank you, thank you. It's so weird that I don't know who am I talking to. It's some sort of Thanksgiving prank. Oh, it's you, Arturo. Okay. Maybe I could have figured that out. That wasn't like... My shoes way too tight. We were supposed to have Thanksgiving dinners today as well. But our friends who always come for it couldn't today. So we are having it tomorrow. Black Flame, I still can't do advanced race. Still missing 7 points. Speaking for myself, I don't think most Czechs do, but it's sort of a tradition that I like personally. So we started doing that with my wife, and eventually brought some friends. Oh, you mean okay. I see what you're saying, but I will get to advance very soon anyway, and I'm not in a rush. I don't feel like the races are super easy or anything. Pilsner, definitely. Škoda, I don't know. No longer being connected to Slovakia? No comment. Yes. I think next week I will be already racing advanced. Hopefully. Or the week after that at the latest. if you raise higher division, you can get more points, but you can also lose more points. And also, there is literally not higher division for me than I'm doing today. I don't know what's my VO2 max. I never had it tested properly. My Garmin says 70. But Garmin estimation is trash, so. I mean, that's because they don't allow me in advance yet. My Garmin endurance score? I don't know, I didn't turn on my Garmin for quite some time. So my Zwift rides are not even uploaded there, I don't think. Or maybe they are. Let me check actually. Garmin. Oh, they are. How do I know my endurance score? I don't know. But my cycling VO2 max is 72 according to Garmin. Oh, it doesn't show for my performance stats. Yeah, 72 is bullshit. Yeah. Basically, Garmin estimates VO2 max by the relationship of power and heart rate. So that's Not great. I don't use whoop, no. I don't race with my Garmin computer either. But my Zwift rides get uploaded to it. I don't know if using Companion or Xert. So it has that data. No. Hey, Eldritch. Awesome. Thank you for joining. Only mashed potatoes, a lot of butter, and a touch of smoked salt. So good. Smoked buttery mashed potatoes. Team races are super fun. They look super fun. I never done one, but they look super fun. Of course, milk. Cream. Not milk, cream. But I think that goes without saying. Thank you, Jeroen. This warm-up is, yeah. It's like 20 stress points. It's not... not a small endeavor. Ricer or a wooden stick? I don't know. What is ricer? I have that. I don't use mixer, but I have like the head for the mixer that has like. It's very difficult to describe it for me in English because I don't know how those things are called, but it basically looks like a circular thing, and it's got like a turbine in it, and you basically mix the mashed potatoes with it, and it basically sifts it through holes, and it's like very smooth. It's not exactly KitchenAid, it's like that hand mixer, but you've got different attachments to it. How many bikes have I upgraded? 6 currently. And I'm upgrading Tron bike. Sponsorship discount code. Let me see if I can find it, because I've actually bought it the other day for my father-in-law. So let me check. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be on the picture, but I don't know if you will see it, but it's basically like this thing that you attach to the mixer, and it basically pushes the mashed potatoes through the holes to make it smooth. My dream bike in real life is Festka Scalatore. Partly because it's Czech, partly because it's custom made, partly because it's awesome. Roast potato with goose fat? Goose fat? I mean, yeah. Why not? I might actually do a few of those, actually. Potato fountain, exactly. Price of Festka Scalatore? Let me do the mental math. Probably like 15,000 euros, something like that. But it's not that far off. But they basically make the bike for you. You go there for a bike fitting session, and they measure everything. Hopefully not everything, but most things. And they basically make the geometry for you. They cut the seat tube for you. They do everything for you. And then when they like make it, I think you can have even custom paint, or they're like limited edition paints, or you can choose your wheels, all that stuff. And when they make it, they actually do another bike fitting, so make sure you really feel well on it, and then they do some final tweaks. It's basically like scientific process. That's really cool. Arturo, you are sleeping on the couch today, in case you don't know that. I mean, Eldritch, I have like 3,000 road bike, right? The question was, what is my dream bike? It doesn't mean it's realistic. Or that I would buy it. At least not now. Or in near future. I don't ride TT bike in real life. I don't have a reason to do so. I mean, if the used bike is Colnago Y1 RS, then I think 10k would be a pretty good price. Oh, let me actually change my bike. Actually, do I need to? I think I do, right? I think level 1 Tron won't cut it today. Best value bike is, in my opinion, the one I have. Or any Van Rysel bike. I've never seen better equipped bikes for the price. And even their top tier pro peloton bikes are under 10,000. And that's the very top, and you don't need that, of course. Mine is 3,000, was 3,000 euros, I believe. And I've got electronic shifting. I've got full carbon frame, and it's the high modulus carbon frame as well. All that stuff, so. I'm not a dentist, no. I'm not. I have Van Rysel EDR CS. That's actually a really nice bike. I actually changed the wheels on that. For carbon fiber wavy profile. Because the stock wheels on that bike are a little mushy. If you go out of the saddle, you can basically feel it like they're like chewing. So carbon wheels are actually a really nice upgrade on that bike, but apart from that, I can't complain. It's got integrated power meter as well, which most bikes at 3,000 do not. Van Rysel things are it's actually great equipment all around. I'm actually almost pulling trigger on two Van Rysel bib shorts. The RCR, because they are discounted in Black Friday. And I've heard they are really good. And they are really cheap. They're like 60 bucks. And I have only 3 bib shorts, and I find myself washing them all the time. And first of all, that's annoying. Second of all, I don't know if it's good for the washing machine to do basically empty loads all the time. Okay, almost time to get dial in for the race. We got already 51 people 3 minutes before the start. So I think this is going to hurt. Hopefully it's not going to hurt for long though. What's the delay on the stream anyway? Only 3 seconds. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, but it's not going to hurt for 30 minutes, I hope. And there is also the new drafting change, which I have no clue how it's going to impact things. Why am I like away from everyone? Like I have COVID. You see that? There's basically one big bunch, and then that's me, like away of everyone. I know the climbs aren't steep, but in a group like this, it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. when we are doing the stage 1 of this, the first race, then there is the very little short climb at the start, and people were doing like 9 watts per kilo there. So, and that was range 1. That wasn't even range 2. So let's have one more sip. All right. Oh, that's too hard of a gear. Oh, my fan.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Right on.
I'm enjoying this so far. I think that's going to stop very quickly. Oh, there is sprint in the middle, so basically there are 3 power-up stations. Is that correct? I'll probably just keep drafts though. All right. I'm not letting these 2 go. Oh, there is no feather? That means the draft. What's going on here?
Right on.
Whoa.
Right on.
Single guy is okay. Two probably as well, but Thank you, Casper. Pretty good, actually. But the group feels crazy, so it evens out. Do they like give ice cream for the sprint, or why are people attacking here? I think the race will split soon. Looks like it has already. It's actually not that short of a race with the 4 laps. Really? No, they got us. 4.1. That's not bad. I didn't go for the sprint because I felt the second I would get up, I would need to sit back immediately after that surge, and that would only cost me power. So I was hoping that that sustained effort would eventually tire the first guy, but it didn't. But nonetheless, I'm really happy with this. I don't think I finished second in range 2 yet. I think I was third once. Yeah. Oh boy, my legs are stiff. I was actually really afraid when I saw that surge that started right next to the roundabout. I was like, okay, no way I'm able to follow that. But the human body is awesome, actually. You can convince yourself 1,000 times that you don't have anything left, and then by some miracle you do. 6:52. So I'm officially an advanced rider now. Or that sounded arrogant. I'm actually eligible to ride in advanced. I will finish this series in A, actually, because first of all, I started it here, so it makes sense to finish in the same category. Second, there's no chance I'm doing 2 New York City KOMs with advanced riders. I mean, the bridges, sure, but 2 New York City KOMs are going to be especially spicy. Silver. No, I have. Now I can finally focus on Road to A+, aka the Black A. Yeah. Thank you very much. So I should probably do some sort of cooldown, shouldn't I? It shows me 6:51 actually, but it will, I think it will calibrate to rename your channel. Let me see what sort of... So we are doing this actually on Sunday. And like, yeah, Andrei, once I reach Black A, you can call me that. Give smooch to Waffles. I don't need any points. I need skill. I need, I believe, 5 watts per kilo FTP for A+. And I am at 4, let me calculate it. 311 divided by 71. I'm at 4.3 A currently. So I'm missing 0.6 watts per kilo FTP. It's E division because it's not race, technically. Which means you know what's going to happen, right? We are doing this one with Steven, with Triple B on Sunday. By the way, Steven reached 1,000 subscribers. Woo! So proud of him. Oh, I don't want to do this. I mean, no. You know what? I will do it, but I will do it at the baby elevation as a cooldown to do the challenge. I don't use steering block. I had steering in Elite Riser, and I didn't like it because it was too sensitive, and whenever you turned your handlebars just a little bit, it basically were like, ooh. The steering from Zwift Play is absolutely sufficient for me. You can really modulate it easily. Oh, but let me actually use the proper bike for this. Slow down, buddy. And I need to learn how to pick the correct color. It's very delicate. Very delicate. I think this is the one. More levels after 100 coming up. That's nice. That is nice. More things to work for. The thing that I'm currently working for the most is levels on Tron Bike and obviously the aero socks. I'm still missing like 250 watt hours, which is quite a lot. So I will tell you one thing. Sometime after this stream, I'm going to release an extra video. And that's all I'm going to tell you for now. So if you are curious, stay on YouTube. Paper sucks. The toilet paper sucks. But I think it actually looks pretty good. It's one of the better effects. Oh, I reached the advance in less than 6 months. That would be actually a lie. Although most of my improvement was this year, but the groundwork was before then. Yeah, but the performance benefit actually isn't that large, to be honest. It's like 4 seconds over 1 hour of flat riding, so nothing to write home about. But Connor, we will arrange with Steven, but I assume it's going to be like, I don't want to say it because I didn't arrange with Steven, but I would like to do it sometimes like 6 p.m. European, 7 p.m., 5 p.m., something like that. It will depend on him also when he, depending on his real life obligations and when does he have time. And I started with Zwift on August the 1st, 2023. Not only with Zwift, with cycling. So a little over 2 years. Yeah, sure, join us. Video about erg mode? What do you have in mind, Terence? What should it say? I'm happy to consider it, but... Yeah, I am a Zwift baby. I am a cycling baby, actually. I'm novice. I actually created this channel very soon after I started cycling. It was my accountability tool from the beginning, because I'm very goal-driven, goal-oriented, and basically immediately after I started Zwifting, I told myself, you are going to get to A. And it's like, and I needed an accountability tool to really push myself, so I created this channel to upload my races, that usual stuff. My first FTP was, I believe, 213 watts at 79 kilos, which is 2.69 watts per kilo, and right now it's 311 at 71 kilos, which is 4.38. I started with a bit of fitness because I was a marathon runner for 8 years or 10 years or something like that. But actually, I carried over some aerobic fitness, but I didn't carry over nearly as much as I thought I would. I thought I would start cycling at a pretty fit level, but obviously, even the least fit people on Zwift are already really fit. So when I started Zwifting, I did a race on Rolling Highlands. It was Z racing. I did it in D category. I reached 194 BPM in that race, and I was like 40th, and before me there were guys like 30 years older than me. That was a hell of a humbling experience. 2 years Zwifted. A little over 2 years. 2 years and 2 months. My marathon PR is 3:14, half marathon 1:29, 10K 41, 5K 18:37. My 5K was actually my best result, even though I focused on marathons. I actually PR'd in marathon the year I started Zwifting, actually a few months before that. And it was also the reason why I stopped running, because I did 3:14 in Prague Marathon, and I realized that if I want to, and I was doing at that point already like 60Ks a week on average, more in peak, and which is like 40 miles. And I realized that if I wanted to improve my marathon time, I would need to actually ramp up my mileage quite a bit. And for those of you who didn't race marathons, marathons are usually held either in early spring or in autumn, which means that when you are training for them, you are either running in complete darkness, cold, snow, wind, and stuff like that, or in burning heat. Neither is particularly enjoyable. I liked the summer training more because I really hated the cold darkness during winter and running with headlamp and that sort of stuff. And I realized I would need to do that for quite a bit longer each week to improve, and I was like, I'm out. And I always loved cycling. I had a bike that I used, to go for cycling trips with my wife, but not training. And I loved to watch Pro Peloton for quite a long time already. So I was like, okay, I'm starting cycling. And I actually noticed there is this thing called Zwift that you can do it in your bedroom. It's got races, trainings. It was like made for me, so. Benefits and negatives of erg mode. All right. I will think about it. I need to figure out how to do such video that would be beneficial for decent amount of people. But I will think about it. I wouldn't do Ironman because I would drown. If it was only running and cycling, I would have already done Ironman, because those sorts of challenges are exactly what I thrive for. But I wouldn't be able to swim. I can swim, but I can swim in a pool, not like in a lake and for such a long distance. Road to float. I would actually love to do the Everesting on Etna that was taking place this year. I would actually like to do it next year, maybe, or in 2 years. Probably not next year, because next year I will already do the let up. Road to float. You know, how would that go? Like in that movie, we all float down here. I would join them. Or you know what?
I will join them.
What are you laughing about?
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Luke, I'm your father.
That's a pretty cool tool, actually, I got for the streaming. I only use it, for audio and video so far, but you can actually upload your own voices into that. Well, that's because when you're in erg mode, the power is basically constant, right? It may be hard during hard intervals, but it is consistent. And consistency is actually what makes it easy. In this race, I averaged 4.1. I can average 4.1 in a time trial for 55 minutes. I actually did that the other week during to Britannia. But this 4.1 was actually way harder because when it's erratic and you do a little bit under, a little bit over, you get tired way more quickly. It's the same principle. Tips for beginners in races. I actually want to do this video for quite some time already, but I didn't want to do it too early because I still, even now, I feel like it would be kind of arrogant for me to do racing advice because I'm not like amazing racer. I think there are people who can, do racing advice. People like other YouTubers like Zachner or Nigel Pedersen. Those guys could give racing advice. I don't think I should be giving that. But I might do a video like that about general principles, like pushing, going back in the group and pushing before the hill. Those general principles, I think they are sort of universal. In this race, I was actually planning to do my own attack on the climb if the effort was somewhat easier. Since I was seeing that guy doing like 8 watts per kilo, I was like, okay, my own attack doesn't do anything here. We would just basically tire ourselves, and then we would get out sprinted. So I changed the plans today, actually, at the end. Yeah, I watch actually Ninjal's videos. Actually, apart from his horrible creaking Wahoo Kicker bike, I think his videos are really enjoyable. And I think his value added is his skill. He doesn't do flashy videos, effects, that sort of stuff, because he can just race, and I will be watching him race and learning just by watching. And he has a lot to teach because oftentimes when I watch him race, he's doing things I would never even consider, or that I wouldn't even think are smart. But he basically layers his attacks very gradually, and that's what makes it so interesting. He's really good, actually. How did you find racing Velo cuts into Britannia compared to ZRS? Man, I love Velo. I would so want Zwift to acquire it as their primary classification system. I loved Tour Britannia because of the Velo, because of the E-gap. Those two concepts together, that was so fun and so fair and so enjoyable. The races were incredibly hard, but they were incredibly fair. It was like... Wahoo Kicker bike. I was actually thinking for a while about getting Wahoo Kicker bike, but I cannot justify the cost when there is Zwift Ride. If there was no Zwift Ride, I think I would probably go for Wahoo Kicker bike. I was thinking about that too, Andrei, if that means something actually. But until it's done, I wouldn't actually ask Zwift to do so. I realize that that is something for external clubs like FRR. But even just using Velo as the system would be a huge improvement, I think. Oh, I'm barely moving. How am I barely moving? I need to increase the pace a little bit. That's what I heard, Andrei. I heard that the handlebars of Wahoo Kicker bike is actually breaking fairly often. And that's the thing. I wouldn't be able to order directly from Wahoo. I would need to order from a local retailer because Wahoo doesn't ship here. And if I did order from a local store and something happened with the handlebars, I would need to go through the warranty process with them. There'll be a lot of pain in the bottom. If something happens with Zwift Ride, Zwift is very, I would say, flexible in solving those situations, so... I think other platforms will acquire virtual shifting eventually. Because if they don't, the question is whether Zwift will allow others to their protocol, right? Which I think would be benefit for them, but depends. But if others do not offer virtual shifting, that's a big competitive advantage for Zwift. I was actually really liking Elite Square, but after the pain I had with Elite Justo Trainer, I don't want. I'm sorry. I think I know this is unfair to Elite, but I don't want to. I don't want to do anything with Elite anymore. And I realize that's. I'm not saying they are bad whatsoever, but that first impression of mine was so bad. I was so looking forward to having great trainer with Elite Riser. And it was fun while it worked, but it worked for 3 rides. Also, virtual shifting with Elite Trainer was kind of wonky, to be honest, because there was this little delay when you shifted. So basically I shifted up before the sprint, and then after 2 seconds it basically nuked my legs because it shifted all at once. It was weird. I don't know. I don't use the training programs on Zwift. Way back when I did I think the FTP builder or Build Me Up. I don't know which one is it, the standard one, longer one. I think it's fine. But I train using Xert actually. I try to follow the training plan from Xert as much as I can. And it looks like it's working, so I'm not going to try to fix something that didn't broke. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to ride without virtual shifting anymore. Especially since I do quite a lot of anaerobic efforts, which consists of shifting under load. That would be such a pain in the ass on mechanical shifting. What is the platform? Xert. Xert. It's a training platform that basically creates you a training program based on your riding history, based on the rides that you upload. It calculates your own power profile. And I'm not saying just FTP, because FTP is just one out of 3 parts. And you don't need to test there, because if you're racing, it basically compares their prediction of your performance to your actual performance, and if you go over that prediction, it basically adjusts your power profile. It's very smart, and it's great. If you miss a workout, they will be like, okay, let's recalculate your plan. No worries. It's very flexible. It does connect to Zwift, yeah. When you generate a workout there, it uploads automatically to Zwift. And it's especially great if you are racing a lot on Zwift, because basically when I was doing Tour Britannia, which was 8 races in 9 days, in no way Xert actually recommends you to do 8 hard days in a row, right? But for those 9 days, I basically ignored all training prescriptions from Xert. And then once I concluded that series, I clicked on Adapt Training, and the program was like, okay, you are an idiot. Let's recalculate. And, yeah. And actually, Xert is free for 1 month, so give it a go. If you don't like it, you don't need to continue, but running, yes, if you have a power meter like Stride. Weightlifting, no, and neither it should, I think. I wouldn't actually even include running if I did both, because I don't think running training load is comparable to cycling training load, so I would keep it only for running or only for cycling. If I was doing both activities. Weightlifting is off completely. I wouldn't, but I wouldn't mind about that, right? because if you're weightlifting, that naturally means that you will be a little more tired, which means you will do a little less training load in cycling. But it will be, if you are training weightlifting consistently, it will be included basically in your cycling training load by proxy. I don't do weightlifting. I hate weightlifting, man. I've been to the gym like 3 times. I do, and I know like weight training is important for cyclists, right? So I occasionally do planks to strengthen my core, and I occasionally do low cadence intervals on Zwift, like 400 watts intervals at 60 RPM, which is basically strength training. But apart from that, no. The thing with Exert is the trainings on Exert aren't easy. I'm not going to candy coat it for you. The interval training is brutal, and even the zone 2 rides it generates for you are very, how would I say it, time efficient. So you are doing zone 2 in high zone 2. Sometimes even low zone 3. But the other day it told me I should do like 25 intervals at 500 watts. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, training on Exert is hard, but apparently it's working, so. It is great outdoors because, especially if you have Garmin computer or Garmin watch, you can download Exert Magic Bucket and basically do your even high density training load outdoors. Exactly, Andre. I'm like, if I race, I won't be needing to do those. I occasionally do those because obviously structured training is better in terms of stimulus than races. But I like racing way more. If you don't feel that your training is hard, you probably have way too low FTP on Zwift. Or you are doing easy workouts, but depends. When you are doing workouts that go into orange and red, they should stink. And it's a good thing they do, because that's the sign you are stressing the higher energy systems in your body. And what's more, it trains your mental toughness as well, because if you do a race like I did today, when you have a crazy finish, it is very easy. You basically, for the last kilometer, you've got a devil here on your shoulder that is whispering to your ear, like, slow down. Nothing will happen if you slow down. It will be okay. Feel free to slow down. You will even make up some excuses why you didn't make it, that's fine. You can make it easier for yourself right now. And to resist that, that's probably the most important skill for racing. Oh, I remember, yeah. I remember. You got strong aerobic engine. I gained 8. Eight ZRs. I am a little over 650 now. The goal will be to not lose it on Saturday's KOM race, to New York City KOMs. I don't know about that. Those long hills aren't my strongest suit. I think currently I do the best on rolling terrain, on somewhat medium length hills. They are not that long, but they are pretty hard. They both have like 17% gradient at its hardest. Also depends how much turkey will I eat tomorrow. I've done those during the Zwift unlock, the same exact route actually, and I've done. I think I've done the. I'm not sure which one, but one was like 329, and the other one was fairly similar, I think. But that's the thing, 3 minutes power hurts like hell. Those guys have those icons because they are doing different difficulty of this climb than me. Hard not pass. I've already done hard not pass on climb portal. It's got like 27%. At its hardest. By the way, that climb is excellent if you want the 100 kilometers per hour batch. You can do it so easily on this climb. On the descent, obviously. Okay, I will finish this climb, probably write it down, and then I will have to go have a dinner and brine the turkey. I've heard, but I don't have. I was actually thinking about making a video about that, but then I realized I don't have an opinion on that. So I don't know what would I say, so maybe later when but actually I didn't feel much of a difference today. Maybe I will on the route with steeper climbs. Maybe that is going to be more noticeable, but today it felt pretty normal. But I think the effect is supposed to be more prominent on steeper climbs. I think so, yeah. What did I think? And that's interesting that you mentioned it, because I don't know if they changed something like this today, but I felt the game was putting me to the wind all the time. That I needed to consistently steer to be in draft. And I know that was happening before, since like January, with the new power dynamic, or the dynamics, group dynamics, whatever it's called, pack dynamics. But today it felt like I was only steering to stay in draft. Well, the thing they've done, and it's documented, so it's not like some sort of conspiracy. If you have a steering device like Swift Play or Swift Right or Swift Click, they put you more in the wind. That's the behavior of the newest pack dynamics that's been tested like from January and was released during summer. But today it felt like stronger, the effect. Oh, well, actually, when I was doing Tour Britannia, where the steering was disabled, I felt it worked pretty well, actually. The game was shifting me to the draft very well. So I didn't have problem with that. Yes. If you basically what Xrd does, when you create a training plan on Xrd, which is extremely customizable for your training event, you can choose what sort of duration you want to train, all that stuff. You can set your training availability, how many hours on each day you can train. When you set that up, it populates your calendar with training doses. These are not workouts yet. They are merely training doses. So it says you should do on Monday, you should do 100 stress points, from which 15 should be in high intensity. And what you can do then is to generate a workout from that, and it will create you a workout that is exactly fulfilling this training dose. And when you generate it and you have your Zwift paired with Xert, it uploads that to Zwift as an ERC workout. It's actually pretty neat. Or you can, as Andrei says, you can choose from a big library of workouts. But I don't think that's the best way to train with Xert actually now. Now basically, you can have, for each day, you can have a workout generated exactly for your training dose, exactly for your numbers, and you can even tweak if you want that training dose over a longer workout. So it's going to be easier but longer, or you can be more efficient and the workout is going to be shorter but it's going to hurt more. And you can change, you can basically have 9 layers of difficulty, and in all 9 you will get the same training dose, just structured differently. PRs. Well, it's easy to PR when you've never done the climb before. Now I need to cash in the 3 kilometers for my Tron. I actually look forward to be able to race on Tron again. I will still do the 3rd stage of New York City Showdown, or what it's called, in A, because I started in A, and frankly speaking, doing 2 New York City KOMs in advanced group wouldn't be probably very entertaining to watch either, because I would simply get dropped very quickly. That's not a race to do the first advanced race. But unless I lose points on this race, I will do advanced race next week, which is going to be actually the exact same race as today, 4 laps on Prospect Park, because it's going to be the December's Z Racing, and the first race is again Prospect Park Loop. Exactly, but Andrei, I think that's fine. I actually don't see losing racing points as your score getting worse. I see it as it getting more accurate. Not if you send back to lose the points deliberately, but if you lose points despite doing your best, it's just your score getting more accurate. I don't need, I don't know, 700, 800 racing points if I don't deserve that. I want 700 or 800 if I do. Yeah, that would be nonsense. I will actually enjoy watching Steven suffer there. That's going to give me my fix. It is, Andrei. The score doesn't work in this regard. if you lose to better riders, you shouldn't lose much of a points, and it works exactly opposite. Exactly. In this velo is better. Because that's how I lost like more than 100 points during Sisu Tour. Because during Sisu Tour I was doing the sprint classification in A category. And obviously there were those insane guys, right? And whenever I had my sprints done, I basically rode easy to the finish line just to complete the race. And I've lost like more than 100 points. I probably shouldn't have lost almost nothing. I can hang with that group probably, but only until the climbs come. Exactly. Dude, if Zwift acquires Velo next year, I will be so happy. Actually, I'm preparing a video for like the very end of the year, which is going to be like 5 or 7 or 8 things I would like to see next year on Zwift. This is going to be definitely one of the points. Yeah, because Elo-based system works in this regard. Because if you are a chess player who just started and you play Magnus Carlsen on a tournament, like, you cannot literally win. Mathematically, you cannot win. So why would you lose your points? Doesn't make sense. But it is what it is now, so. There is separate Velo for different terrains. You can, if you actually go to your profile in zwiftracing.app, there are different ratings for different kinds of terrain, which is also what Zwift should do if they want to keep ZRS, I think. And maybe do like a composite score, but. No, it's not Zwift Power. It's zwiftracing.app. It's a different app to Zwift Power. It also uses official data from Zwift. And basically, it gives you your ELO system. ELO rating, sorry. What is actually pretty crazy is after each race, you can see on that app what was the system's prediction of your result for each rider in the race, and then the comparison to the reality. That's actually pretty neat. I actually enjoy watching that. You've got minus 200 Velo? For me, the prediction is often very close as well. By the way, point races are another thing I would like Zwift to officially officially do. Basically, you know, have a race and have a real-time leaderboard with the points. But I don't think that's a reason to self-doubt. Like, I think you know, there's this saying that says the comparison is the thief of joy. Just watch it, but compare it to your prior self. If your velo is decreasing, change something. If it's growing, it's fine. There's always going to be someone that's better than you. Unless you are this young Slovenian guy, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say you are not him. Elimination races as well, yeah. And what I would like to see, actually, that thing that's on my whoosh, that was in the World Championship, the more and more steep climb with the drone following you and eliminating people that are too slow. That would be so fun. That is actually a format that I really like. Or like sniper, you know, shooting those that are too slow, like. Exactly. I would actually like to try my whoosh and compare it to Zwift. More than Ruby, actually. But since I'm fully based on virtual shifting, I can't know. I know there is some sort of workaround with some app, but it honestly feels like a pain in the ass. Toby! My DS has come. What's up? Toby, she? No problem. He doesn't want to. My whoosh has virtual shifting. What is SRC? Well, I have Zwift Play now with Zwift Cock, and I will have Zwift Ride shortly. Sunday Race Cup, okay. Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't probably, but... And do they use the Zwift protocol? Like, can you race there or ride there with the Zwift Ride? Or like Zwift Cock and Play? Need to do some verifications. Okay, I will look into it. That sounds interesting. Anyway, that's it today. It's Van Rysel, EDRCF SRAM Axis. I will write it in the chat. Let me Rysel EDRCF SRAM Axis. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for staying with me, watching me, chatting, cheering. I appreciate it. One more video today. That's all I'm saying today about it now. But if you are interested, stay tuned sometime in the coming hours. And see you on Saturday with the third race of the New York City Showdown. Join Discord. The link is on the top. And join the Road to Bonk club on Zwift, because I will shortly schedule there my birthday challenge, whatever it's going to be. But I will be very glad if you do it with me. See you guys. Ciao.